antigen positive would mean a higher risk of transmission, higher risk of infectivity. Then these patients, these mothers should already be given treatment for hepatitis B para ma-prevent natin yung mother-to-child transmission. So what is our first line of treatment? What medicine do you usually give now? So our treatment would be TDF or tenofovir disoproxil fumarate or entecavir. So usually those two. Those have high barrier to resistance, no? And good yung response ng patient to those medicine. However, in special populations, which I'll be discussing later, like elderly, CKD patients, for example, then we can consider giving tenofovir, alafenamide, or TAF, or entecavir. And monotherapy is not feasible, or for example, the patient is infected with HIV, then we give the tenofovir together with the lamivudine or enzyme. Next slide. Oh, we also favor patient-centered approach to treatment. So sometimes we can consider treatment for individuals or concerned about infectivity, transmission, the stigma of getting hepatitis B infection, the risk of oncogenicity or progressive to liver cancer, progressive liver fibrosis, or those who have a strong motivation for treatment. This means, for example, may patient kayo na may Hep B. Normal naman yung ALT niya, for example, pero yung viral load niya mataas, or she says na, Doc, pwede bang ayoko nang i-monitor kasi i-monitor baka later on tataas, tapos gagamutin din naman ako, para lang sigurado, pwede bang mag-treat lang ako against hepatitis B. So, pwede din naman. That's what we call a patient-centered approach. So, though we mentioned yung guidelines na yung when do we treat, but as long as positive siya for Hep B and the patient is willing to be treated or concerned about transmission, concerned about risk of complications, and gusto niya man-treat, pwede din naman natin. But you also tell the patients when once you start treatment, it's hard to stop. So hindi porke nag-treat anytime na gusto niya itigil, basta-basta, hindi pwede. So before starting treatment, we have to tell our patients when they start treatment, they have to have a regular monitoring and follow-up. It doesn't mean hindi na sila magpapa-check up. It doesn't mean anytime pwede nilang itigil basta-basta. Because most of the time when we give the hepatitis B treatment, it's for indefinite siya. There's a stopping criteria, which I'll be discussing in a while. But most of the time, we give the medicine usually for life. Next slide. So how do we monitor and test for liver disease? So there's usually the non-invasive test for liver disease. So ACRI is the recommended testing for fibrosis, the AST to platelet ratio index. There's also the transient elastography or the FibroScan that we can request. Although, syempre, not all centers may have this, the FibroScan, and baka medyo mahal din sa iba. But usually, the common in our center, especially financially constrained na yung mga pasyente, would be the ACRI score. Kasi we get the CBC, we get the platelet, we get the AST, and then we compute. No? May mga calculators that you can plug in the data. And if your score is ACRI score of 0.5 or more, or a transient elastography score of more than 7 kilopascals, then we can already treat because these patients have evidence of fibrosis, and we know fibrosis nagpe-peklat na. So medyo baka mag-cirrhosis na yan pag hindi pa natin maagapan. Evidence of cirrhosis naman, if your patient on computing for the ACRI score and the score is more than 1, or when they undergo a transient elastography and their score is more than 12.5 kilopascals, and this means that the patient has probably liver cirrhosis. Then it really means that these patients should already be starting the treatment, or else the hepatitis B virus will continuously destroy yung liver nila and may cirrhosis na nga sila. Baka lalo